One of the most closely followed agendas during China's annual 2 sessions is the government work report delivered by the Chinese Premier. This year, Premier Li Keqiang's government work report once again received a lot of attention. From the GDP growth target to tariff cuts, the whole report is important. But how can we better understand it? This is our topic. This is People's Daily Dialogue. I'm your host, Yang. Joining me at the studio is Mr. Liu Zhiqin, a senior fellow at the Chongyang Institute for Financial Studies with the Renmin University of China. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Liu.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
First of all, could you share with us your overall impressions of this year's government work report? What impressed you the most and why?
I think many bodies that have paid great attention to the annual report made by Premier Li Keqiang, because in his report he gives some very positive signals that regarding Chinese economy. The first is what we have achieved in the last year, 2018. 2018 is a very special year for China because China was facing great challenges internationally and also in domestic restructuring reform. At this moment, I think China has given a very positive, very good result for the economic reform. First, our GDP 6.6, and also total GDP value already exceeding that 90 billion renminbi yuan. This is really a fantastic figure that for China. And of course, we have to pay attention to other figures that 1.3 billion people that already from the poverty alleviation, and also over 10 million people that have got new jobs. So in this way that China has done its best to achieve such good result. And also in the report that Li Keqiang outlined this, the target in this year, 2019. I think this is quite positive. I'm very optimistic about the target we have put forward for the development in China, because the figure itself doesn't tell you many stories. The story always behind the actions and the realistic. So in this way, we have to see more efforts and more policies that outlined by the central government to push forward all the economic development in China in a very smooth, steady, and healthy way.
China's top legislature will review and vote on the widely anticipated draft of foreign investment law at the annual session. This is also one of the most popular topics discussed by our Facebook and Twitter followers. One Facebook user asked, which I quote, "Will foreign investment law help improve China's competitiveness in attracting foreign investment? And if so, to what extent? What is your assessment on this topic?"
Okay, this question is quite interesting. As we know that this topic is popular, welcomed in the public for many years, because China, in the past 40 years, we have gathered some experiences how to deal with foreign companies and foreign investment, how to make a very good business environment for foreign investors, make them people happy and make profits in China. And now time is passing, so China has met many new challenges and obstacles also in China's structural reform. We need a new law, a comprehensive, a new law that regarding this foreign investment. Not only the investment in China, how to make a profit or to make money for the foreigners, but also we have to give them some guidelines, for instance, the market assessment and the nationality requirement or treatment, and also the standard of the environmental protection, and also IP protection. All these kind of actions must be governed by a special law. As we know that such a kind of law is not new in the world. In many countries, especially in the Western countries, they have such similar laws that to guide this foreign investment. And for them, I think at the moment we can see something more self-protection. But in China, we have more openness and more inclusiveness in this law, that we welcome all the foreign investment to invest in China, to make a good business and make good profit. And if you make profit, you have no problem to transfer the profit outside of China. So this can make many foreign investment more easier, more happy to come to China. The time is right to introduce such a law because China is facing new challenges and the world is waiting a new China to come out with a new law.
The role of Chinese economy to the world is another widely debated topic by our Facebook and Twitter followers. How do you look at such discussions and what is your take on this?
Such discussion has been undergoing for a long time. Many people that has said that Chinese economy is one of the major part of the world economy. I think this is quite true, because if we take the world economy as a family, that China is the major member of the family. If the major member is sick or has a problem, I think the whole family will suffer from such a problem. I have to say that Chinese economy should be well integrated with the world economy, and also the world economy has been closely linked and connected with China. So the both sides should support and rely on each side. In this way that both sides can develop at the same time. If China is progress, I think the whole world is getting also progress. If China has a problem, the whole world, the economy, especially in the financial sector, will have all suffered a big headache. At the moment, we can see that the functions and the relations between China and the world economy are well closed and well managed. So many people see the importance to enhance, to strengthen the relations between China and the world economy. This is why the World Bank, the IMF, the international organization has always paid greater attention and respect to China's function. This is true.
China has been committed to cutting taxes and fees for businesses and individuals in recent years. And this year, the government plans to do more. What kind of signal does it send to the world?
I think the tax cutting is a very important step for Chinese government to show the sincerity of Chinese government that to put forward the reform to the whole world, especially to the foreign investors. At this moment, we can see that China has improved its business atmosphere, especially in the tax cutting system. And because this is will explore more chances and opportunities for foreign investors. So now we can see the figure for this year that the tax cutting will be 2 trillion yuan. So we can see there's a big effort made by Chinese government that show the greater potential of the market development for the foreign investment, that China has done its best to fulfill its commitment. Because commitment is something very important for a government to set up its own trust system. If we have trust, if we can fulfill our commitment, and this is the basis and the basic principle to attract the foreign investors. And also the enforcement of this system will be more important and more difficult, but we are sure that we can do the best job in the world.
This is very insightful, and I'm sure it will help alleviate some concerns over possible economic slowdown of the Chinese economy and what effect that would have on the world. Like you have just mentioned, China has no intention to slow down its pace in opening up and development. Thank you again for sharing with us, Mr. Liu. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
This is People's Daily Dialogue. Please stay tuned for more in-depth coverage about China's ongoing 2 sessions. Thanks for watching. See you next time.